Check, check. Mic check, mic check. All right. Make sure I'm good. Everything on my end, right? Yeah. All right. Yep. Got everything right. Check. Check. Yeah, okay. I'm Gucci over here. Just get drama in a second and we gonna be lit. Woo, woo. Oh, the devil is a lie. Ain't no way in the world this chair making noise. Drama, if you talking, I don't hear you at all, bro. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, don't, hey. Boom, 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 boom.
Hey, salute to the Gaming Wild Black Squad. It's your man, Drama Man 728. Y'all know what it is. Live with my
Hey,
man Goose Neck X Gamer. And
yeah,
we're going to do a
yeah.
little PML Year 5 off-season recap before we get this week 2. Um, before we get this week 2 preseason
Preseason
game
game?
off the ground. Yeah, I'm at a loss for words. You got to forgive me, bro.
Hey, it happens, bro. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you at all.
Yeah. So let's start with you, Goose. You know what I mean? Since you had you know, I'm assuming you had maybe more cap space. I know you had a better draft pick than I had last year. How you feeling about year 5 and what you were able to accomplish with the off season with your squad?
Great question, man. Thanks for having me on the show. I was, we were really focused on. We noticed that teams took advantage of the fact that I didn't have a lot of protection for Kyler in the pocket, man. So
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of our focus. We got some heavy criticism of giving up some. I gave up two draft picks that were basically in the top 40 picks. I gave up two of them for offensive lineman and a defensive threat. Received heavy criticism, but I felt like I put it like this: even if this wasn't the last season, I think those two pieces were more impactful than me getting a potentially premier rookie that could, like, even if we played another 3 seasons, I think the moves I've made are gonna help. Basically, I feel like I have guys who have been premieres. Isabella, when he was a rookie. Kyler Murray's a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Kirk was a second year player. Then Judy, I got him as a rookie. So I've gotten some guys who I feel like haven't had their opportunity to shine yet. So I'm hoping that you know I picked up a lineman with one of those draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
Picked up another lineman in the free agency. I'm hoping that with that type of protection, that's going to help Judy shine. That's going to help Kyler shine. That's going to help Isabella shine. So that kind of was my approach there. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, okay. So you add some protection up front
Hmm.
for your quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. What other trade did you make? You said you made a splash on defense for a defensive threat.
Yeah, I was. The Giants had a guy that they weren't using. It cost me a top 7 pick, but the guy was young. He's 23. He's got some amazing stats. I'll get him up here on my stream. And it was kind of one of those. I got a D lineman now that my rookie, he was in the running for defensive rookie of the year. I
Mm-hmm.
call him KT. I call him KT 94. So I felt like, okay, guys will eventually start planning for him, try to double team him. So when I saw this guy, I'm like, whoa, this would give me somebody on the other end to, okay, you got to plan for two guys now. So that's going to allow one of them to have a potentially great game, big game. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of was my logic and my approach. If I can have two guys on my defensive end, kind of bringing that edge threat, then that gives me just the potential to really be a problem.
Okay. So Tyreek Smith is the guy that you traded for.
Yes, sir. Traded for Tyreek Smith, the pick 7 that I had, the
Okay.
first round. Traded for this guy. And at
Now,
23, I felt like that was a fair trade-ish. But go ahead, what you got?
no, I was gonna ask. I'll deal with that later. I'm gonna take a look at the Giants roster, and I'll discuss that deal and how who got the better end of it. But looking at your team, Goose, it's looking like you got some real firepower on offense. I mean, you got Kyler Murray. He's a superstar, 91 speed. He got good throwing stats. You know what I'm saying? You have your running backs there. Now I don't know how you managed to keep David Johnson at such a swift speed. He's at 93. Ratings have dropped. He's at 82 overall, but still at 93. He's got the first one free ability. So he got human joystick and he has jukebox. God damn, David Johnson. And then you have the three, the triple threat at wide receiver. You have Judy, Kirk, Isabella, 98 overall. Your tight ends, solid blockers. I don't know how good they are at, working in the passing game, but definitely with an improved O-line. You got Ali Marpet, you got Marquise Hayes, you got an 86-81, 277 centers, and a 75 third string. You got a 79 right guard and a 79 right tackle. How do you feel you're going to be able to move the ball offensively this year? And now that you've beefed up your O-line, has your mindset concerning your offensive attack changed at all?
I'm not gonna lie, man. Back when we did one of those interviews early in the last PML season, this cycle of Madden, the last PML season, and you're like, "Yo, Goose, you gotta get out of those third and long situations." I'm just gonna I added more beef, but we're still feeding Johnson. I brought us some help. If things would have worked out right, I definitely would have drafted a running back. I should have. I'm gonna be honest. The draft, there were still good running backs, and I didn't expect them to be because I gave up a first round pick and a second round pick. So doing it over, I was very happy with the draft, but I would have drafted a running back just to have a young guy to dev up, maybe somebody young, fast, explosive. But we did get Kerryon Johnson out the free agency, but I really, really, really wanted one more guy just to kind of keep that ground attack going, just so I can stay out of those third and long situations.
I got you. So you still primarily want to focus on running the ball, but you're looking to get in third and short, second and short, third and short to be able to maybe take advantage with some play action and get these fast wide receivers out in space.
Yes, sir. That's definitely the idea. That's what I wanted to maybe get a second and short, take a shot, all things of that nature. Just basically, I'd love to see 4,000 yards between these three guys.
Okay. Well, looking at your stats last year, I see you had David Johnson ran for over 1,700 yards. Kyler Murray, let's see what he threw for. Kyler Murray threw for a little bit over 2,500 yards, 17 touchdowns, 35 interceptions. So hopefully you'll be able to, you definitely got to fix that. The turnovers are killing you. Hopefully maybe you get out of those third and long situations. You won't be so panicked on third down. Maybe less turnovers and your offense will be more efficient.
That'd be the idea. Definitely the idea.
All right. Okay. And you said with your wide receivers, you would like to see those guys, say maybe maybe 1,000 each for the first three.
Yeah. Basically somewhere in there, 1,000 each. Maybe they hit 800 and maybe half back out the backfield, get that other to get us 4,000 yards passing. We'll see.
I got you. Well, you definitely have
SGO in the chat. Shout out Scoobies in the chat. Go ahead.
You definitely have the weapons. You definitely have the pieces there to be able to make that happen. So we will see how well you're able to get the offense rolling, man. But I definitely like what you've done with the offseason with the offense and building those guys up. So now. Again, that's something else I'll get into later when I do with the division reviews. But let's look at the defense now. Addressing the defense, it seems like your team is built to pound in the trenches. How do you feel about your secondary though? How are you feeling about the back end of your defense? Assuming that unless you want to discuss the front end, if you're making the trade to get Tyreek Smith, you got two solid guys on the outside. You got two beefcakes on the inside with Tim Jernigan and Poona Ford. I don't even know if I can say beefcake. No homo pause if that need to be inserted
I don't
in
know.
there.
I like that football talk. I like that word. If this wasn't football talk,
Yeah, it'd be some.
that
Yeah,
gets hit me the side eye across the room. You know what
for
I mean?
sure.
Football talk, bro. That's solid.
All right, for sure. So
I don't even think I've ever heard the word beefcake.
bro, I had to pause after I had to catch myself. Like, hold on, what? The fuck is you talking about, cuz? What the fuck is that? But we got the back seven. You got Hassan Reddick. He's a solid left outside linebacker. You got Baron Browning. He's a second-year player. He got a superstar already. You got Jordan Hicks playing on the other outside. Decent speed. I'm assuming you're running a 4-3.
Yeah, I shifted to. I felt like with a lot of teams have been effective moving the ball on the ground, and I was able to kind of work some. I haven't committed to the level I want to. That's my apology to the league because I want to do better with the content. But I was able to get decent block shed in the middle. Not great, but decent. So I felt like if I could get two guys kind of clogging up between the center and the guard, two defensive tackles, that's kind of my approach. I know some guys are great with the 3-4. I just, I was okay with it, but I feel like if I can clog up that middle some, maybe that'll help. May not be perfect, but it'll help.
Okay. Now, in building your roster this offseason, was there any particular team or any particular type of offense that you were preparing to build your team to face? I mean, being in the NFC West, you got it seems as though you have some run heavy teams with the Seahawks, the Rams, and the 49ers. Were those guys in the front of your mind when you went to build your team this offseason, or were you kind of just
Always, man, because me and the 49ers, this is going to sound weird. When I say I don't think about the 49ers, because I've been super duper criticized with how I talk, so I'm trying to make sure I communicate better. When it comes to the 49ers, I feel like I know his approach. It's just comes down a lot of times to mental mistakes, execution of things. I feel like I've struggled more against the Seahawks and the 49ers, and that's no disrespect to the 49ers, but the two-back attack, I'm pulling it up on my screen right now. To me, the two-back attack that the Seahawks have has been, I don't want to say more dead. Okay, let me put it like, I think it was the third season when the 49ers had Breida and, how do I say his name, Monstrat carrying the ball. That was a nasty two-back attack. Well, the Seahawks did something similar with Swift and Carson, and I've struggled with that. Or if he's passing the ball, he's just dumping it down to him in the flats. So the 49ers is always on my radar, and the Seahawks blip in and blip out. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're on the radar, then they're not, then they are. And it's kind of one of those, to me, sometimes you have to focus on, like, those games a lot. Like, 49ers, hey, they're coming to town. We know what they do. We know he's pounding the ball. Seahawks, with them having a mobile quarterback, my approach to that game kind of teeters and totters, because I'm trying to stop the mobile quarterback, and I'm also trying to stop the run, and I'm trying to stop him from being able to throw in the flats. So sometimes I'm a little more, basically, if the 49ers had a mobile quarterback and they did that more, then I would then become more concerned. I'm still concerned about the 49ers, but I feel like I struggle more against the Seahawks because he has weapons, like, all in that, first 10 yards, maybe not even 10, 5 yards. Is the quarterback going to run? Is he going to run the ball with the running back? Which running back's going to run it? Is he going to dump it off in the flats? So all that short-range stuff the Seahawks can do, I feel like sometimes gives me more fits versus the 49ers. He's got some good receivers, man. He's gonna try to dot the ball up. I know he's gonna run. He's gonna run between the tackles. He's gonna bounce. I don't want to say bounce it outside, but he will bounce if he has to. But his quarterback isn't mobile. He can run with him, but he's not Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? So that's my mental.
I got you. So in essence, the matchup is more of a play calling matchup versus a a schematic or the players on the field type of issue when it comes to the guys in your division?
I think so. I think for me, I think so. I feel good about my team and some of the guys I have. I just I got to do better with getting my guys in position. If I call a 4-3, am I gonna go 4-3? Am I gonna go over? Am I gonna go under?
Hmm.
Those type of things, and which one is gonna give me the best? Now that I have two defensive ends who should be able to get in the backfield, then is
Yeah.
over or under gonna help them get in the best position to put pressure on the quarterback to cause a errant throw so that one of my DBs can get back there and take it away.
Okay. All right. I got you. I got you. All right, Goose. I think that's a pretty thorough review of the Cardinals and their off season and where you are mentally as a coach and a GM. So now we're gonna get ready to get into. Well, I guess I could deal with my off season. We're coming off of the Philadelphia Eagles. It's year 5. We're coming off of our first playoff appearance. We
Hmm.
defeated the 49ers in the wild card round. We got slapped in the divisional round by the New York Giants. It's a team that I've seen twice a year every season, and for the third time last season we got slapped around. And so after that game, I really felt like the holes in my team, my offense. Well, Devonta Freeman was hurt. I had my backup running back in there. I had another running back I had picked up in free agency. And so, and then I wanted to address the lack of firepower that was on my offense.
I was actually going
Um,
to ask you about it, but I was going to let you keep dragging. Then I wanted to kind of jump in and hit you with some questions.
yeah, so come on with it.
Okay, so I know, like, did you set the draft board, or was that the CPU
No,
picking for you?
I did. Yeah, the computer picked for me. So that I made a mistake in not having my draft board set. I did do the scouting. I went in all the scouting leagues and I scouted and I had a list of players that I wanted, and I wanted to I wanted to address my wide receiving core, but going through the draft picks, there wasn't anyone that I wanted that I
Yeah.
felt was worthy of that first round pick. I still made a mistake by not setting my draft board, but I am satisfied. I'm pretty
Yeah, I wanted to
satisfied with
talk
what
about
computer
that.
did for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually looking. I don't like when I saw that you were selected a quarterback. We had our chuckles, our laughs. Nobody saw that coming. They were like, "Yo, it's even at the sticks." But look, have you looked at Quincy Patterson yet? Can we talk about him?
Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them.
Awesome. So I pulled him up, 74 overall as a rookie. That's not bad. I feel like that's serviceable. I think that's what Kyler Murray was, and he was a starter. Um, 93 throw power, 84 deep accuracy. His play action is 72. Now I know you like to come pro style under center play action, so 72 rating, that typically means that the lineman may not be fooled as much. It depends on what their play rating is, right?
Hmm.
But 87 throw on the run, short accuracy. You've got an improviser here, improviser scrambler.
Hmm.
Um, that I think that's something that could fit in your play style. It gives you another weapon. What are we talking here? What's your thoughts on him? What are your plans for him? Because I mean, it's like he looks similar to how Kyler Murray started.
Quincy Patterson for sure was a solid pickup by the computer. Again, not where I would have gone if I was drafting on the sticks, but like you said, the 93 throw power, 84 deep accuracy, 85 short accuracy. He definitely has a spot, a place where I can fit him in on the roster. You know what I'm saying? I have packages that I could put him in and be able to utilize his ability to take advantage of some looks depending on what the defense gives us. But with this being the 5th year, he's not taking Carson Wentz's spot. So he'll be a what's the word I'm looking for? He'll be a novelty on offense. But where I'm most satisfied with my draft is at
Okay,
where I drafted a cornerback was drafted
I saw that. I
out
saw that.
of Illinois. This guy Marcus Beeson. I moved Marcus. Okay, well before the draft, I acquired Marcus Peters in free
Okay,
agency. Marcus Peters at 30 years old still has star development, but Marcus Peters fills in that nickel cornerback position that
okay,
we've been hurting
Nickelback. All
at
right.
for a few seasons now. Marcus Peters is at 89 speed. He's got 83 man coverage, 79 zone, 80 play rec, 88 awareness. You know what I'm saying? And 82 press. He's solid at that nickel spot, at that nickel position. Depending on how I align my cornerbacks, the man defense I like to run, Marcus Peters he's going to do wonders for my offense. I mean, for my defense, I believe. Now, in addition, so adding Marcus Peters, I knew that my secondary was a little bit more beefed up. That meant that Leon O'Neal, who just reached superstar status last season, he was in his second. He was in his. I don't think last year he wasn't a rookie last year. He was a second-year player last year. This guy had been balling out for me. 92 speed. You know what I'm saying? Let me see something. 92 speed. 83 zone, 83 man, 77 tackle, 84 hit power. This cat was all over the field. You go look at the Redskins game last year. He's the reason why I won that game on defense, Leon O'Neal. So now, having acquired Marcus Peters, he can stay at that free safety slot, which gives me more of a sure feel in my secondary, and that means that there's less pressure on Greg Easworth, who was my other safety that was drafted in the same class with Leon O'Neal. But adding Marquez Beeson, this cat coming in as a rookie, has 95 speed, 75 zone, 74 man, 91 acceleration, 76 awareness, 76 hit power, 75 play rate. He is going to be my secret weapon on defense. He's gonna be the guy that I use her on third down. I'll say it right now. This is the cat that I'm using on third down, whether we in man, whether we in zone, whether I'm blitzing, whatever the case may be. This is going to be the guy that I fly around with on defense. So he came in at cornerback. I moved him to the strong safety because he fits that slot for us better. Seeing as though I don't ever really run any four cornerback sets, having him on the field is going to really bolster my defense on third down. So I'm excited to get this guy out there on the field and see how he runs around. His first preseason game, I mean, already he was flying around. Let me see what he did against the Cleveland Browns. In his first game, he had 4 solo tackles. He had an interception, and I believe he had a forced fumble. Or he only had two deflections. I mean, he hitting cats in the air, knocking the ball down. So the cat, he a baller, man. So we're gonna see what he's gonna be able to do. Also in the draft, I was able to pick up a defensive lineman, this Garmin Randolph from Baylor, and this cat, he's gonna start. He's gonna be starting at the right end position because Brandon Graham got too old. He got too old real quick. So the computer drafted this guy, and he's gonna be a starter. He comes in 84 speed, 84 finesse, 80 strength, 88 acceleration.
84 speed, 84 finesse. It's 6'7". Jesus.
Yes, 6'7", and he's a defensive end. 6'7", 261. He gonna play D end. Now another thing that when I'm making an adjustment on defense is I'm going to add some more 4-3 looks to my defense, or at least 4 down lineman looks. You may see some Fletcher Cox playing D end this season. Fletcher Cox may be lined up at the D end this season, or if I go with the 4 down lineman, Fletcher Cox is going to be, off the center a little bit. So we're going to see how that bolsters my run defense. We got gashed in the run way too much towards the end of the season, and playing in my division, all 3 of the teams in my division, the Giants, the Redskins, and the Cowboys, they have stellar run games. So if I can start lining up with more 4 down lineman looks, I think it's going to be able to bolster my defense a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so offensively, I let go of J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. He was an 89 speed wide receiver, just wasn't cutting it. So now I have, Nelson Aguilar lost a little bit of speed, but he still got high acceleration. So now I have Gabriel Davis is my number 1 receiver, Aguilar, and then I got this guy Theo Weiss, so I'm trying to bring up. We're going to bring him up to speed real quick. And making some adjustments to the offense. I went and changed my playbook up a little bit, added a couple formations, got a couple different wrinkles in the run game that I think is going to give me a better look this season. So I'm really poised to get my team out here on the field and see how we fare this season. I'm gonna do later on. I'm gonna do division by division. I'm gonna do a season predictions. But the NFC East plays against the AFC East and the NFC. Yeah, the NFC. No. Yeah, NFC West this season. So
Yeah, we play y'all this season.
yeah. So it's gonna, it's gonna be some tight games. I mean, I think it's gonna be a lot rougher on us this year than it was last year. We kind of blew through the fucking. Who did we play last year? Played the NFC North. We ran through them, and it was the AFC South. And so I think this year we have a lot tougher games with the AFC East and the NFC West. And so we'll do a season review. But I'm feeling good about my squad, man. And I'm going to do more content this season. So I'm trying to bolster these boys up. We can't have a setback. We made the playoffs last year, made it to the second round. This year we're gonna make the playoffs again. We're gonna get to that conference championship game, and hopefully we find ourselves in the Super Bowl.
Hey, sounds good to me, man. Best wishes to you on the season, Coach. I look forward to it. Looks like we will see you guys. Let me see when do y'all show up? I think your first game of the season.
Yeah. So we're gonna this a drive. We'll be right back at it week 1. I look forward to it, man.
All right, sounds great. I'll be on standby. Send it when you're ready. I'm sitting at each other.
All right, Big Goose. Appreciate you.